Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Trails in the Sky. This is part 21. We have just defeated Kyle and his Sky Bandit group, which was taxing on the brain, so, you know. But we got through it. Josh was dead, but we got through it. It seems there's almost a pattern. Joshua dies in every major boss fight. It's very unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Let's check out this airliner. Let's see if the passengers are inside. There is nobody here by the looks of it. Awesome. Wow, it's pretty barren here. There's not a piece of cargo left. Evidently, the Sky Bandits managed to make off with it all. At least judging by the looks of things. At any rate, we should do a thorough investigation of the place. Okay, let's see what the Sky Bandits... Ooh, what is this? Here's a lift car. Looks like the same type as those at the landing port. The Sky Bandits probably used this to move the cargo. There's nothing over here. I can't move the camera. My options are limited. I wonder what this is. It's the orbital engine control panel. It looks like the flow of orbital energy has completely stopped. Hello? Interactable objects. Hello? Actually, let's go in that door first. Looks like this is the captain's seat. If these were any other circumstances, I would love to sit here. Don't even think about it. Here's the steering wheel used to pilot the ship. I wonder where the pilot could have gone. A plant! This poor potted plant doesn't look like it's gonna make it. Bunch of plant murderers. It probably hasn't been watered for days. As if Sky Bandits would care about a plant. Oh! It's bright in here. There's a lot of light shining into this place. Why is that significant, though? Door! Hello? Nothing of significance, I don't think. It's just the deck. So all those doors lead out there. Okay. What's up here? Anything of note, of importance? Nothing? Hello? Let's start back at the bottom. Yeah, where is the pilot? Did they kidnap him too? There's a steering wheel to control the rudders. Okay. That's cool and all. Alright. Is there a basement? In any fashion? There's an exclamation mark here somewhere. Where is it? I saw it. I saw it. No, it was just that. Okay. Normally there would be a notification saying, "Yo, should we go back?" Because you've investigated everything. I don't think I've found everything yet. That's the window. I've already examined that. The plant. What? What? Oh, okay. We checked it over, but it looks like there's nobody inside. There's a high possibility the passengers were transferred to the Sky Bandits airship, and then to wherever their hideout is. Agreed. But this sucks. Right when I thought we had some clues, we're back to zero. Come on, cheer up already. It's not like every clue is completely vanished. Why do you think the Sky Bandits hid the airliner in a place like this? Huh? As far as I can tell, the orbital energy in the ship has completely stopped, which means that the orbital engine was stripped from the aircraft. I know this because the orbital energy in an orbit gradually recharges over time. Furthermore, the Sky Bandits made multiple trips to carry off a large amount of cargo. Considering the time and risk involved, don't you think it would have been more effective just to take the entire airliner to their hideout? Yeah, that does seem a little odd that they didn't. So why'd they hide the airliner here then? All I can think of is that they did it in order to... sort? I don't think. They could just sort it at the base, right? Move the hostages aboard their own air... That would make sense. Steal the engine, that would make sense. Well, if they have their own ship, they must have their own orbital supply, right? So why would they need the engine? Or do they want to prevent other people from stealing the craft? But why not just take the aircraft to your own base? Keep clear of the Royal Army search party. Ditch the Lin because their hideout is somewhere weird. I think the most logical is move the hostages aboard their own craft so that it's not really obvious that when the army finds the Lind, they assume the hostages are on it, right? It's true that they would have needed to land in order to move the hostages. However, it doesn't account for the fact that they didn't take the airliners to their hide. Yeah. From my guess, I would imagine that their hideout is in a slightly peculiar place. Maybe 10 to 15 arge in size. In short, a peculiar place on which only a small aircraft like the Sky Bandit's airship could land. Well, that's fair. I suppose this ship is quite large. Interesting. How about terrain covered with extreme differences in height, like mountains and ravines? That seems like a likely place for the Sky Bandit's hideout. Yes, that's what I've been thinking too. However, if that's the case, then we may be unable to do anything else. There's the possibility that their hideout may be in a place we can't reach by foot. Then what can we do? Well, I hate to say it, but we may have to share our conclusions with the army and ask for their cooperation. Because they're the ones with the patrol ships. What? Now you're just trying to tell us we could go crawling back to the army and ask them for help? Either way, we still have to report to them about the airliner. Personally speaking, I still think we should cooperate with the army, whatever their attitude may be. Especially if that means bringing the hostages back safe and sound. I guess you're right. This isn't the time or place to be letting my personal feelings get the best of me. For the time being, let's get back to the guild and report our findings to Lugran. We should be able to contact the Haken Gate if we use the orbital telephone. Alright, well, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but gotta go back to General Morgan and his hateful ass. Oh. Hi. We weren't searching the ship or anything. We were just, having a picnic. Don't worry about it. What the heck? Great. Now this was something I did not expect. I wonder if we should be glad since they saved us the trouble of having to contact them. Oh boy. We have found a suspicious armed group. Put your hands in the air, all of you. What in the world is this coming to? A woman and 2 kids are the Sky Bandits? Though the girl does look shifty. Hey now, that's just rude. And who are you calling Sky Bandits? Can't you see this shiny emblem on my chest? The bracer emblem, huh? I hope you don't think for a moment something like that proves your innocence. General Morgan! Why are you here? After looking over the reports of my men, I found this place to have been insufficiently investigated, so I came to see for myself. Who would have thought the lot of you were conspiring with the Sky Bandits? Might I get you to stop with the accusations, General? We happened to find this place one step ahead of your men. If that's the truth, then why don't you tell me where the Sky Bandits are? Are the hostages inside that airliner? We almost had the Sky Bandits, but they managed to escape. And there are no hostages to be found here. Looks like the truth has come out. Most likely you notified the Sky Bandits to let them know we were coming. Wait a minute here, how about you cut with the crap? My thoughts exactly! Alright men, take them into custody. Things have been turned upside down indeed. The general will be questioning you himself on the morrow. If your innocence is proven, then you will be released in 2 or 3 days. So for the time being, this cell will give you a place to cool your heels. This is not even funny. Tossing us at a place like this without even listening to a word we have to say. If the army managed to arrest the Sky Bandits, then I'm sure we'd have our names cleared. But with the way things are at the moment, that may not be possible. Huh? Why not? You remember what the Sky Bandit leader we fought in the old mine said, right? He said, "This can't be right, you're not supposed to be here this early," or if I remember correctly. Now that you mention it, he did say that, didn't he? You're not trying to tell me that he meant the army by that, are you? I don't know for sure, but I would bet that's what he meant. Which means that the Sky Bandits have a mole in the army. Or a collaborator who is leaking information. That's what you wanted to say, isn't it, Joshua? Yeah. Well, if that's the case, they'll never get caught. Which means we were the only ones that stood a chance of nabbing them. But now we're stuck in here. I wonder how your father would get around this little setback. My. Well, don't you all seem to be in a bit of a fix? Please tell me that's who I think it is. I want it to be Olivier. Please let it be Olivier. Huh? Did you just say something, Joshua? No, I didn't say anything. It came from the cell next door. It almost sounds familiar. Oh, how could you say something so heartless? My lustrous voice should be recognizable to anyone. Could this unfounded self-confidence and tone of absurd narcissism belong to... It's you, isn't it, Olivier? You do remember my dulcet chords! To think that we'd meet again in a place like this. It seems that we are bound by destiny. Why are you here? I thought we took you to Bose. And now you're locked up in a place like this. What the heck did you do? Come now, let's not worry about all the little details, shall we? I have my reasons, which are deeper than the deepest ocean and higher than the highest peak. I'm definitely not asking now. I'm sure we just get tired while you talked our ears off. What a coincidence, Estelle. I was just thinking the same thing. So there you have it, we don't really care to know. You talk so much that I'd probably be an old woman by the time you're done, and I'm not ready for wrinkles yet. Come on now, let's not be like that. I'll fill you in on all the details of the tragic incident which befell me. Didn't you listen, dummy? We don't want to hear about it. It all began after we parted ways. I did some window shopping in the Beauce Market, and then moved on to the Anteros restaurant. You see, once I had eaten to my heart's content, I began to play the grand piano to then feed my artistic soul. And upon doing so, the restaurant manager was overcome by my skill. So I was asked to stay and work as the professional pianist for the restaurant. That's great and all, but I thought you were supposed to be a lutist. Ha! A musical genius is not limited to just one instrument. Anyway, back to my story. After negotiating a few of my own conditions, I accepted the job offer. These conditions were, of course, food and wine for free every day instead of Mira. I don't know how to put it, but that's very you, Olivier. Yet, I'm not sure how that has anything to do with you getting thrown in jail. Oh, well, this is where the real sob story begins. That night, I had been enjoying a plate of sautéed duck I'd had the chef prepare. But the blood sauce which had been used was a little too overbearing for my palate. Consequently, I began to feel the normal red wine was not satisfying enough. The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. But go on, I'm curious in spite of knowing better. Well, so I borrowed a bottle of wine which seemed good from the cellar. Something called Grand Chardonnay from the year 1186. Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183? That's a legendary vintage wine that was auctioned off in the Royal City. Oh, aren't you well informed? I heard a rumor about it too, so of course I was interested in having a drink for myself. Auctioned off? How much are we talking about here? From what I heard, it went for somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 Mira. Oh my god. So that's why I got thrown in jail. Yeah, I get it now. 500,000 Mira? For just one bottle? That's out of this world. And you didn't, did you, Olivier? Ha, such a needless question. Of course I opened the bottle and had a sip. Its sweet-smelling fragrance tickled my nostrils. Its luxurious mellow taste caressed my throat. And can you believe what else? A rose-tinted vignette of time and space existed within that very bottle. I don't think I can listen to this any longer. Yeah, my ears are bleeding from listening to such stupidity. I'm completely dumbfounded. The sad thing is that after taking a sip of such excellent wine, I began to feel the food was lacking. And as I was having the chef cook me up something else to match the wine, the restaurant manager returned. Since I'm not a stingy fellow, I cordially invited him to join me for a drink. But for some odd reason, he got rather upset. In fact, he got so steaming mad that his face looked like a ripe tomato. And before I could say another word, a group of soldiers came filing in. And, well, one thing led to another, and I can't say another word about this tragedy of being dragged all the way here without coming to tears. So let us all weep together as you sympathize with my dilemma. He straight up fell asleep. Idiot. Pardon? But do my ears deceive me? I could have sworn I heard a zzz and even an assuredly misheard idiot coming from your cell. Are you listening? This is where the story gets really interesting. You see, several further trials awaited me after I was brought here. Hello? Are you listening? Please tell me Joshua's alive and well, right? Can that be assured for me? Hey, you three, get up. I'm tired. What's wrong? What, are you trying to tell us we're being interrogated this early in the morning? That's a little early even for me. No, it's just the opposite. You're being released. Huh? Why all of a sudden? Is there a reason for this? Yes, I'd like to consider myself that reason. Hey, Mayor coming in with the save! Mayor Maybell? Well, what an unusual place to be meeting you. I'm really sorry about everything that's happened to you. But don't worry, your names have been cleared. I don't completely agree with everything, but this is a request coming from Maybell herself. You'd better remember to thank her. So you mean Mayor Maybell stood up on our behalf? No, that's not exactly it. I just explained your situation to General Morgan. Our situation? Yes, I have one question for the both of you. Are you really the children of Cassius Bright? Yes, that's right. This is Estelle Bright, and I'm his adopted son, Joshua. I see. Now that you mention it, the girl does slightly resemble Lena. You knew my mother? Yes, I enjoyed your mother's cooking on several occasions when I visited your home in Roland. In fact, we met once when you were just a baby. Now wait just a minute. You're a personal acquaintance of my dad's? I knew that he was in the military before, but I didn't know Cassius Bright the Bracer. The only Cassius I know is the one from the service. He was a rare strategist. Strategist? I have a fancy way of pronouncing words. Haha. Dad? I just can't imagine what he saw in the Bracer Guild. Makes me angry just thinking about it. You'll have to excuse me. What's wrong with him? It seems like your father was a brilliant officer in the military. I've heard from the general that he tried several times to get your father to change his mind about retiring. I didn't know that. Somehow it feels hard to believe. However, if that's the case, the general's hatred for bracers may stem from Cassius leaving the army. From the vexation of being left by one of his most promising men. I get the same impression. So what you're saying is, our lives are such a pain because of Dad. That dirty, rotten scoundrel! How about we return to Bose now? With the airliner being found, the situation has taken a new turn. So there are a number of things I'd like to discuss with you. Oh, sure. Is something the matter? I'm definitely ready to get out of here, but it feels like we're forgetting something. Now that you mention it, what could it be? I love this guy. I love this guy. I want to marry this guy. Oh, how callous people can be at times. How could you forget about a companion who spent the night with you in a cold, hard cell? How lamentable, how pitiful. Fine, be that way. I shall wither away friendless and hungry, alone in this dark purgatory. Is he still here? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. I'm sorry to say this, but there's not much we can do for you. Is he the musician I heard about? The one who chugged that bottle of Grand without a second thought? Ha! Indeed, that is I! Yet, my fair lass, I would be heartbroken if you took my intentions the wrong way. For you see, I perceived it as an advance payment for the exquisite services that I was about to render. Haha, you're quite the interesting character. That's an understatement. Alright, I'll see what I can do to bargain with the General for your release. Really? Truly? You would do such a kind service for a man such as myself? I think that may be asking a bit much. If the restaurant takes this to trial, there's going to be at least a lawsuit. Well, there's no need to worry about that. You see, the owner of the restaurant is me. What? And that Grand Chardonnay was the very one I bid on. That being the case, I'm fairly confident there won't be any other problems over the matter. Sweet, I don't have to walk all the way back to Bose. That's great. Thank you very much. I can't believe you were released. It's like a stroke of bad luck. Haha, please don't lay on the compliments so thick. However, it pains my soul that I partook of such a fine wine without paying a single mira. Shall I play the piano in the restaurant per our contract to remedy that? I think I'm gonna have to pass on that. After what happened, I think it would be a bit awkward having you back there. I, for one, don't think he'd mind a bit. Yeah, he sure does seem to have some thick skin. Let's just think of this as an unfortunate incident for the both of us. But I don't think I can just let things go like this. Let's see. It seems like you're investigating something at the moment, right? How about I lend my assistance in return for the wine? Huh? Well, that does sound interesting. Could I ask you to join these bracers in their work? Ha! Could you ever? So it's settled. Let our new working relationship bloom like a magnolia in the height of spring. Hold on a sec, what do we do to deserve this? Your general weirdness aside, simply having an amateur like you around is honestly going to be a pain. Are you confident that you won't be a drag on our work? Or our sanity? Well, I'm somewhat confident in my marksmanship and magic. But of course I'd be distressed if you tried to list my musical genius in the same group. That's the kind of line that gets me really worried. But maybe we could use an extra hand. As long as we can't count on the army to help us out, I have the feeling that we'll be short on manpower. Well, alright then. We'll use you for what you're worth. However, if we do happen to conclude that you're not worth the wait, you're dumped from the party. Are you going to be okay with that? Ha, of course I don't mind. I'd never let you down, so please be reassured. Well, my expectations of you are pretty much at rock bottom anyway, so no, you won't let me down. I'm glad things are settled between you all. But before you go, there's something I need to tell you. Tell us? Actually, the town did seem pretty noisy as we were headed here. What happened? Truth be told, last night there was a large-scale burglary in Bose's South Block. The weapon shop and orbital factory were targeted, as were a number of private residences. What? So, was this the work of the Sky Bandits? It's unknown at this time, but it seems highly probable. A unit of the Royal Army is currently conducting an investigation. I see. Guess we'd better do an investigation of our own then. Yes, I'd like to formally request that you do just that. I'll send a payment over to the guild for the work you've done so far. Please make use of the money for your current investigation expenses. I have a feeling that the army is going to get in our way again. But I guess when that happens, it happens. Whether they get in our way or not, I don't think we should be forthcoming with the army about any information we come across. Because if there's really a spy in their midst, they'd just leak it to the Sky Bandits. Though I'm reluctant to say it, I also think it's for the best to keep quiet about our findings. Anyway, let's act with prudence. Alrighty, my bosom companions. Shall we head to the South Block? Look, buddy, who made you king of the show? I love this cast. I absolutely love this cast. I love Olivier. I love everybody working in tandem to create such harmonious conflict. It's beautiful. I love it. Man, if you get a chance to get this game, buddy. Get this game. But it is coming up on 27 minutes now, so I think I'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching. That was Trails in the Sky Part 21. I hope you're enjoying the game thus far. Otherwise, I wouldn't continue it. I would play it on my own. But I'm enjoying this nevertheless. So, Trails in the Sky is available on Steam for $20. It often goes on sale for $10. So be sure to capitalize on that if you can. It is a 50-hour JRPG with an interesting blend of characters. And, oh, Olivia's preventing this lovely woman from passing. There you go. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause here for a bit. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo!